So I'm here with Justus Fee, one of our UX developers. Want to tell us a little bit about yourself? When and why did you start here at RunSignup?
Sure. So it was about like 2019. I was still going to Rowan University, the Glassboro campus, the original one. And RunSignup had come in with like Lockheed Martin and ASRC to do presentations about the co-op program for CS. That's like you work for like a company for a semester, you get college credit in return. And I decided to go with RunSignup instead of the other two because they brought a lot of people, so it was really nice to see like the real developers, not just like the talking heads and stuff. But I could also just tell from all the stuff that they were talking about that it's a really friendly place. It's kind of small, so you get to like do more stuff. If you get a task, it's like you actually can do something that'll affect the customer, and sometimes you'll get emails back about how they like it and stuff. So
That's always nice.
yeah, it's always nice. It's always encouraging. So I wanted to pick that instead of like a bigger one, because you're just kind of like another cog in the machine, so to speak. So here it's a bit better because I can really do stuff and kind of feel like it makes an impact.
Can you tell us about how what your position was when you started here and then
Sure.
what that turned into?
Sure. Yeah, so when I started as the co-op, I was a co-op. It's just like an intern, pretty much. I get really simple tasks. At the time, I was doing like DevOps work, which is like real back-end, like doing like bash scripts and stuff. So I was working on, at the time, the Docker virtual environment, which is the thing that now all the developers use to like spin up their local machines and put code on. So it's also cool that I worked on that as an intern, a really big project. And that is also something that people are using just here. So that was really cool. But then after I came on full time in like January 2020, then we made the transition to do more of the front end work, so I can kind of get more of a feel for the rest of the site and the way that the code works there. And so I went from being kind of a DevOps intern to being a UX full-time developer.
What are some of the projects that you've worked on in the past 6 months?
So a really big one that just came out last week is this like second phase of a refresh for the custom questions UI, specifically for races. Yeah. So that one was, I think the original ticket was like dated like 6 or 8 years ago or something. It's like really, really old. And it first started as just kind of like a pet project. Because I saw it, like I remember scrolling past just some of the pages really early on when I was just trying to get a feel for what the rest of the website looked like. And I saw that page and I was like, oh man, like that looked terrible. So I really wanted to fix it up. But it sat for a couple years in my bucket too. I felt guilty and I decided to start it up. And so now it looks way better, way more usable. It's not a million miles long.
Yeah, I like this because I have a bunch of questions on here because this is a test race and it's just like keep scrolling.
Oh yeah, like
Get to
before,
the bottom of the page.
yeah, like now you can fit it all on one screen if you like, and then before that would have been like
Yeah.
unbelievable. So now
You
it
need
matches.
to take a break and scrolling just to
Yeah.
get to the bottom.
Yeah, so now it matches how the stuff looks on the ticket side, which is just very clean. Yeah, this too, the full screen view.
So this is you. Nice
Yeah,
job.
this is me and Jeff and Steven and Ryan. It's a big team thing. But I kind of got up the ball rolling, and they helped knock it into the goal. Because that's what it's all about. But yeah, this was like the real big one that I did. I also did some other stuff to like the participant view. I made some new components to be used on that. I did like an advanced select, so you could select multiple things. There's like a tag input. I do a lot of component work, so I did like 2 or 3 new components. I did the custom question stuff. Couple of other refreshes to other pages. I think to results as well might have been this year. If not this year, like I don't know, like just barely the end of last year. But yeah, I do quite a lot for either really small stuff, doing component works that goes into the small into parts of pages, or I do the whole, like we change everything in the page. So yeah, big and small, not a lot of medium, but
Just one extreme or the other.
yeah, pretty much. It's always
And-
flip-flopping.
And what are you working on now and in the next 6 months?
Right. Yeah. So right now, I'm going to help out with some of the MTE stuff we got going on. I'm going to be teaming up with Jonathan about. I'm actually not sure what it is yet, but
A secret project.
yeah, a secret project. But yeah, right now in the future, working on mostly fixing a lot of bugs for some of the components that I have created. Because you can't get every single case. Sometimes things filter in. So I'm trying to clear out the backlog on that. And as for like a really far away project, I'm not sure if I'm going to be involved with this, but it's probably going to be something about results, doing some more stuff with results and making that a bit better.
So I'm already impressed by the results page, so I'm curious to see how you make it even better.
Yeah.
So can you describe what a Monday task is and talk about one that you've done recently?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so a Monday task is something that's it's like a very small issue that we have that should only take like about 1 day, or you should only really work on it for about 1 day a week, just to kind of chip away at it. And it's designed to be kind of a quick win. So you're like, oh, cool. Like I actually did something this week. So one that I did recently, last week actually, I did a Monday task. It's for the volunteer setup page. Right now it has like 3 steps. And on step 1, it's pretty long. And so, some things get lost on that. So like at the very bottom of step 1, if you scroll all the way down here, it's got this advanced options section, which has like a lot of stuff to it. But because it lives so far down here on step 1, a lot of people miss it. So my Monday task was to take that chunk and make a 4th step just called advanced options, and add that in. So it's in review right now. It's not up yet.
So that by the time people watch this video, it might actually be there.
Oh yeah, it might
Cool.
actually be there.
How long does the review process take?
Usually if it's something really small, like for a Monday task, maybe like a week,
Okay.
maybe 2 weeks. If you got a lot of people in and out, like right now for 4th of July weekend. So might take a little bit longer for this one, but typically it's a really fast.
But good chance
turnaround
it'll
on.
be up by the time the video posts.
Oh yeah,
What is the greatest strength that the engineering team has?
I think it's that there's no like egos. Like everybody's kind of the same level. Nobody's afraid to like ask for help for someone else. No one's it's very friendly. Everybody's into the idea of like knowledge sharing and learning from each other. And like people don't get mad if you like correct them, or like doing code reviews and stuff. There's no like set hierarchies for anything. So it's just a really good environment for people to learn and be wrong and learn more stuff and just get better. So
That is a big one. Almost everyone has said that. Maybe 2 people said something a little different, but no ego is.
I think that's
common thread.
absolutely yeah.
Anything else that you want to talk about? Any funny stories you have about working around RunSignup?
Well, yesterday at the dev meetup when we went to Mount Laurel, to the rowing campus, we had one of our like partners that uses the platform show up to come give a presentation. He worked for like Delmo Sports, and at the very end he had this like wish list of stuff that he still wanted from us. Like since we're there, he can ask us, and he had a list of 4 things, and the second one was crossed out, and that one was for the question redo stuff that I did. So he's like, I had a list of 4 things, but this one just got done. And Bob was like, oh yeah, well he's like, he's right there. He just did it. And so he came down and he shook my hand and he's like, oh, thank you so much. I was like, awesome. So
That's good.
it just goes back to like the very beginning, like the reason that I wanted to work here, to kind of do something that I knew would get used and would make a difference for people that are using the platform. And you can't get any closer to it than that.
That's good feedback, right?
Yeah, shaking my hand. So so that was really cool.
Well, cool. Thanks for talking.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
And thanks for doing that question update. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That makes it so much easier, especially when you're looking at, like, when we're looking up a race and they're saying, hey, something about a question. It's like, okay, now I got to scroll through all this and figure out what question they're talking about.
Yeah, I remember, like, when I first started looking at that page, I had, like, only, like, 3 or 4 things, like 3 or 4 questions. And I was still baffled at just how long that page was. And like you have arrows so you can rearrange the questions.
Oh yeah.
But there is no way you can like really do that given that UI. Like you'd have to I want to move it like 5 things down, click. Or when you scroll and
you add a new question,
you
want that to be
the top
you want
question.
it up.
Yeah, it was so whack. So that thing, I'm so glad that it got changed.